Sure, I don't even remember the last ones we talked about. What up, y'all?
What's up? This is Black Indian Entertainment. This is Holy War 007.
Cut that. All right. So what are we talking about?
Well, the only thing I can really speak on right away, because we've been gone since Captain Marvel all the way up to now. So there's some movies that
We've been gone since before Captain Marvel?
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway,
we might have to do a lot of little ones.
Yeah, basically. So the one that's most fresh on my mind, just because I just saw it yesterday or the day before, is Godzilla. Have you seen Godzilla yet?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What's your...
No, you go first.
No, I asked you first.
I understand that. Go ahead.
I asked you first.
I understand that. Go ahead.
I started this video.
No, technically I started it because you were trying to change the screen key. So go ahead.
That's because you had some all shit stuff all messed up in your thing. I asked you first.
So did you like it?
That's a loaded question.
You think so?
That is very loaded. Okay. No, I asked you first.
You remember you gotta keep it? You gotta keep it under 10?
I asked you first.
So tell me your thoughts when you was coming out of the theater.
My thoughts coming out of the theaters, I gave two shits about any human being in that goddamn movie.
That movie would have been great if... Just think about this. Seriously, think about this.
Keep it under 10 minutes.
You know, if you could... You know how they don't really subtitle the monsters? You know, Godzilla just running like... Aah! But what if you could give Godzilla a voice and then, like, every time a human spoke or did something, right? And you didn't have to hear shit that they said, the movie might would have been okay. So subtitle all the monsters, give them voices, and then whenever the humans do something,
So anyway, here's my big hang up with this movie, just to get this rolling. I did not care about the human subplots. They could have combined at least more than half of those characters into one character a piece, so there's less humans to even run around and care about, because honestly, I gave two shits about one character, and they killed that fool off. Oh, spoilers. But anyway, then the dialogue was like the worst dialogue. This is like 1998 Godzilla dialogue. The dialogue is just terrible.
They tried to... It was like they couldn't decide if they wanted to be serious or if they wanted to be corny.
Yes.
And it was just a terrible combination of both. It was a terrible combination of both.
Yeah, so that was my one of my number one hangups was the dialogue. And then the second hangup is I truly didn't care about any person's like personal story. I didn't care about the family story, even though it's a continuation from the people from the first Godzilla. America is what I would call it, Godzilla America. I didn't give two shits about their storyline. I just didn't care about, oh, they're not together. Oh, I'm mad because he died. Oh, I'm sad about this. Oh,
I didn't even remember all that stuff. And I didn't get a chance to refresh myself before.
And so I flat out gave two shits. And I don't even think if I would have watched that one back to back and watched that, I wouldn't have cared.
So that's my point. That's why I interjected. When's the last time you saw 2014? Last time I saw 2014 was in 2014. So I assumed that I didn't give a shit about the characters in the movie because I didn't get a chance to refresh myself.
But I don't think anybody cared about the characters.
No, the human interaction in that movie it brought the movie down. The humans brought the movie down.
I mean, all the humans should have been there is just really for fodder.
For food.
Because there was, I could understand. And then they had a very weak Thanos plot, and I was mad about that. They didn't get a chance. They didn't earn the Thanos plot, and for now on, I'm gonna call a balancing of a humanity a Thanos plot.
I got a problem with. Go ahead.
Because that's what they were trying to do, is do all this to balance out the humanity for overpopulation, which is basically what Thanos was doing. So it's a Thanos plot, but they didn't earn it, so it felt very half-assed coming from how great Infinity Wars was 2 years prior. I'm just saying.
I have a problem when the humans start having this psychic relationship with Godzilla. We don't need that. No one, they spent 60% of the movie. Oh, he's asleep now. Oh, he's upset. He's going back home to feed. I was mad the whole movie. And the people next to me, I tried to hold it out the whole movie. And there was a couple of times I just busted out laughing. I said, "Oh my!" I don't really talk in the theater in the movie, but during that one, I was like, "Oh my God!" They done threw this lady from this car like 5 times. They done stomped on this lady. They done threw her from the car. They done burnt her head. Then I say, "I bet you she's still alive." I bet you she's still alive. And people just bust out laughing right next to me. I said, "Yeah, I bet she was still alive. I know she was still alive. She might still be alive, even though the island blew up. She might still be alive."
So anyway, digressing from that, what I did like, I love the sound. The sound was awesome. I saw it in the Dolby Atmos with my A1 Stubs membership. And the sound was awesome. I love the sound effects of Godzilla. I like the cries. I like Mothra's. But the best sound effect that they did was when Godzilla charges up his beam as it goes up his tail. That is the best sound effect of that thing. It's like, boom, 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 boom. I'm like, oh shit, shit's about to hit the fan. Badass. I loved it. And then the Atmos panning with the helicopters and things flying over, the Atmos panning was really done very well in that movie. So the big thing is sound was awesome for me.
Look, Godzilla had my coworkers. They were saying, "Should I go see? Should I go see it?" I said, just know that you're only going to get 10, 15 minutes worth of the movie. No, the parts that they did well in the movie, they did very well. But they were so short. They were just unnecessarily short. Like the part where Godzilla is like walking out of the water and he's got the helicopters behind him. And you just get this like kind of chill, like, yeah, that's what I came to see. Then they cut away to some
stupid human plot. And that's what my buddies were talking about at work. It's like anytime the movie got good,
they cut
to humans. And basically what they told me before I went to go see it, I was like, "Was the movie good?" He was like, "If you cut the humans out of it, it'd be a great ass movie."
It would be a great movie. It would only be like 15 minutes long, but it would be a really good movie. And that's why I said, if you could just zonk out and not even have to hear what they got, you just we could be having a full conversation and just be a long Godzilla roar, and then sub the monsters. You would have a good ass movie, just so you wouldn't have to hear this shit.
And like every time he said, he's like, anytime the movie got good, they would throw some human in there, and you're like, I don't give 2 shits about that.
At the point where the humans started petting Godzilla, I said, you know what? I'm done. I'm done. I've been trying to touch you for so long. Oh, Korsiwa. I was mad. I was mad. I said, wouldn't his breathing alone probably blow his ass out of there?
But I like Ken Watanabe scene. But anyway.
And then you got to swim. You got to swim. I recognize that piece of food that I didn't eat 4 years ago. So because we got this psychic connection, I'm not gonna do my normal destruction shit that I usually do. But I'm gonna give y'all a flash and let you know that, hey,
So here's what
kind of terrible. I want my money back.
This is what kind of messed me up was they just found an ancient city, ancient artifacts that basically tell you everything of the history of the world. And they're like, let's just put a nuke and just vaporize all that shit. They had the ancient text of the world. This is the history of the world, the Titans and everything right there. And what do? They fuck it up without a blink of an eye. I mean, there was not one person that was like, you know what?
We probably shouldn't
we shouldn't do this because
my biggest problem was this dude from off the side of the road. He was telling everybody what to do. He's like, we shouldn't do that because I'm supposed to be the main character and you should listen to me and it's my family that you don't give a shit about. And I know that you're military trained and you have the whole NASA intelligence behind you, but I'm me. So we're gonna do all the asinine stuff that I want. Matter of fact, open up the crate, so it just be me and a piece of glass between the most destructive being known to the galaxy, so that we can have that psychic connection.
So anyway, back before this video gets extra long, because we can talk about this all day. The monsters and the monster effects were great. I'm glad that they did a lot of callbacks to the Rodan, Gojira. I loved all that.
Gojira.
But the only thing, I also like the creatures that they created just because.
The little baby
mammoth, and then the tarantula spider-looking thing. But then on top of that, going to the tad bits of nods to King Kong Skull Island, which if the next movie in line is called Godzilla Kong, I figured there would be a little bit more callback to King Kong in this movie. So I was kind of missing out on the world building aspect on that. So as it goes, the final teaser at the end of the movie was okay. I can see what they're trying to do with it.
What was the teaser at the end of the movie?
Oh, you didn't stay?
I don't think I stayed.
Okay, so when Godzilla ripped off the Gojira's head in Mexico, the people actually kept it and hid it. And the Charles Dance character guy is basically bought it from them and are probably gonna
try to resurrect
it, and since he can recreate himself, basically make a Mecha Gojira. So anyway,
that's Godzilla.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for watching. I probably wouldn't go waste my money on it.
The action scenes were very cool, very destructive, very well done, but there just was not enough of it to offset all the other time of giving zero care about the human aspect and or their subplots, because their subplots and dialogue were the worst things that.
If you take all the good parts of the movie from the scattered, 2 hours and 30 minutes and combine them together, you get 10, 15 minutes worth of good movie.
I'd say it was 30 minutes worth of action, but give or take. That's my take on it. I would give it about half price, half score.
I'm giving it a 4 out of 10.
Ooh, you must really like this shit. Holy War 007.
Cut that.
Out.